Hey guys, today I wanted to share some of my favorite beauty products from Amazon. I haven't done one of these videos in a really long time, but I've been sort of saving up the list of things that I've been using. I've gotten some new stuff as well, and there are things that I've been using for a couple months now and just really was excited to share with all of you. So I guess we can go ahead and start with some of the newer products that I got in. There are new releases from Catrice, and a lot of them are actually dupes. So let's start with their baked blush first. This is called the Soft Glam Baked Blush. Packaging might look a little bit familiar. To me, these look like the Rare Beauty baked blushes, almost the same. It just has the little window on top so you can see the color versus this one is solid. But when you actually look at them side by side, they look so close. And this is the type of baked blush that has a bit of glow in the formula, but it's not the marbled type of baked blush that you see from brands like Laura Geller or Milani, or Ravi Beauty also has some out now. And I think that's why it reminded me of the Rare Beauty ones, because those are not marbled either. They're just solid, but they have a lot of sheen to them, a little bit of a pearlized effect. And I find the Catrice ones to be super, super similar. The biggest difference for me is actually that the Catrice are more pigmented. The Rare Beauty one, I only have this one shade. This is Cheer. But I felt like this was very highlighter heavy. It almost just looked like a colored highlighter, whereas the Catrice ones are more like a blush lighter or something that just has like a little bit more pigment to it. So I'll show you what I mean. This is the Catrice one that I'm just gonna put over here. And you can see how much color it's depositing, and it also has that little bit of glow as well. So this is just like one quick dip into the pan. Whereas the Rare Beauty one, it does add a little bit of color, but I feel like it's mostly glow. And that was the thing that I wasn't crazy about with those. But these Catrice ones are just so beautiful. And I love that they're not overly glittery or sparkly. The Milani baked blushes can be like very glitter heavy. These are not. So if you just want more of that pearly sheen, definitely check these out. I want to say they're around $8. Really affordable, especially compared to something like the Rare Beauty. Another new product from Catrice is this Blur Balm Blush Palette. So this one is just blush. You might remember they had another one called Magic Shaper, and this one has some blushes and some contour and some highlighters. This one is just all blushes, and it actually has this one on the end that's almost like a luminizer. So to me, the original one with the contour and all of that reminded me of the Makeup Forever one, which is, I want to say it's like $80 something. So this one is a steal, and I loved the formula just as much as the Makeup Forever. And I don't have this one, but I know that Makeup Forever does make a blush and luminizer only version without the contour. So I think that's probably what Catrice was going for here. The Makeup Forever one has 12 shades. This has 6, so it's a lot less, but the Makeup Forever one is $89. This one, on the other hand, is $8. So again, beautiful formula. It's one of those kind of cream palettes that just melts right into your skin. I'm putting so much blush on today, but I just want to show you guys quickly. This formula is so thin, so lightweight. And look at the pigmentation. Like, you really don't need a lot. It goes a really long way. I'm actually just using this color down here on the bottom. I just tap the brush in once like that and then just start blending. And it doesn't have a sticky feel at all. It just blends like right into your skin. And it's just such a beautiful palette at a great price point. So I wanted to mention this one as well. They also just launched these new Color Cushion lip oils. So these might look familiar. They look a lot like the Tarte ones. Again, another dupe. And while they don't look exactly the same, the cushion on the Catrice one is actually a little bit bigger, and it actually feels nicer when you go to put it on. I'm wearing this hot pink shade today, which isn't super hot pink. These are very sheer, but having already owned the Tarte one, I can tell you they feel so similar. They're not sticky like a gloss. They're very thin, very lightweight, like a lip oil should be. I would say the biggest difference between the Catrice and the Tarte is that the Tarte one has a tingle. It's supposed to be a plumping formula, and the Catrice ones don't. So again, I do actually prefer the Catrice. I'm not a fan of lip plumping products because A, I feel like they're uncomfortable, and B, they don't really work. Or if they do, for me, it's never really been a noticeable difference. I feel like they're just irritating your lips, and that's why they might get a little swollen for a short amount of time, but I don't really see the point. But I want to show you all of the shades that the Catrice one comes in. Again, these are really sheer, but I love how they feel. If you love a really lightweight, non-sticky lip product that gives you that nice glossy finish, these are perfect. They do have a little bit of a fruity vanilla kind of scent. It's very light. And it's pleasant. It's not anything that I feel like is headache inducing. In fact, once you put it on, I don't even smell it at all. It's just something that, like, if you put your nose right up to it, you can smell it, but it's not overwhelming. I think the Tarte one has a way, way stronger scent. It's vanilla with like a little bit of the mintiness behind it. So overall, I have to say I prefer the dupe. And then one last product from Catrice before we move on. They have a new setting powder. This is called Bright and Blur. And I know I recently talked about the new L'Oreal Infallible one. I love that. I think it is one of the best powders that I've tried in a really long time. But this one is actually super similar to that, and it's a little bit cheaper. I want to say this one is $8 or $9, and I think the L'Oreal is $16 or $17. But both powders are actually talc-free, and the main ingredient in them is cornstarch. And I would say I like the Catrice one just as much. This is another one of those completely invisible powders, and I am about to be 48. I have obviously fine lines and texture, and I actually have very dry skin, so I don't love to wear powder that often. But when I really want that more flawless airbrushed look, I want a powder that's not going to make me look dry and cakey and make the lines look more apparent. And this is so perfect. It's so beautiful. I actually have the soft pink one, but it comes in quite a few shades. So I just love this. I mean, obviously I think the L'Oreal one is a great drugstore option, but if you want to save a couple bucks, I think this one is just as good as that one. I don't know if this is a dupe for a higher end powder because I don't really use a lot of high end formulas. I think it's just for me, I don't wear powder enough to spend a lot of money. So it's something that I just go to the drugstore for. But I have tried the Huda Beauty powder. I've tried the one size. Personally, I think this is just as good, if not better. It's just as blurring, looks super smooth on your skin, and just undetectable. It doesn't look like you're wearing powder. So highly, highly recommend this one as well. All right, moving on from Catrice, I have some eyeshadows from Make Beauty. I actually got one, gosh, I don't even remember when it was, maybe last year. I had seen a video from Erica Taylor over on TikTok, and if you haven't checked her out, she has really great tips. She's a makeup artist, and she kind of focuses on women over 40. And she was talking about these eyeshadows, and I remember at the time I bought one from TikTok Shop. I didn't realize that they were even on Amazon, but I ended up getting 2 more colors. Now, these are not cheap. I want to say they're like $24. Make Beauty is a higher end brand. And I mean, you can tell by the packaging, these compacts that they come in are so heavy, really luxurious feeling. And then the shadows inside have this beautiful marbled effect. I'll just show you quickly a close-up of the 3 shades that I have. But what I really love about these shadows is that they are true metallics, and they are some of the most buttery, creamy eyeshadows I've ever tried, and they're just perfect for those one and done looks. If you don't want to like spend a lot of time with a palette, this is the type of shadow you can just put your finger in, just kind of smudge it on your eyelid, and you're done. Or you can use a brush as well. Erica Taylor in one of her videos was showing that you can like swirl a brush in here, put it in your crease, because even though it does have sheen, it's not sparkle. So when you blend it out in your crease, it doesn't look overly shiny. It kind of almost takes the shine down when you do that and mattifies it a little bit more. And so she suggested using these like in the crease that way with a brush, and then taking some on your finger and patting it on your lid. And that way you get the shine at the same time, which is what I did today. So today I'm wearing Quartz, which is this beautiful silvery gray, but I also put the shade Gleam just right in the center. And this one is like a really light champagne gold, and it just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. So these are really beautiful eyeshadows if you don't want glitter. I know glitter is really popular right now, but there aren't like a lot of true metallic options out there, and this is definitely one of them. And I just want to show you how creamy these are. This is the Quartz shade, and I've seen people doing this on TikTok, and it's just like, what? Like, look at how beautiful this is. The pigment is just insane. Like, it just keeps going. This one here is Gleam. This is another like just stunning shade. I love it. It's kind of like a rosy gold, but a little bit bronze too. So When I want warmer tones, I go for that one, and then usually for cooler tones, I use quartz. But these are just some of the creamiest eyeshadows, and they are powders. They're not creams, but they almost perform like a cream just with how smooth they are. Another blush that I got from Amazon recently that I've really been enjoying is the Cheek Stain from Sashu. I don't know how you say that brand, but they're the ones that have the peel off lip stain. I remember trying that months ago and I was so disappointed. I felt like it was kind of hard to peel off. It made my lips look kind of patchy and just made them feel really dry. But I think they hit a home run with this one. So I only have this one shade right now. It's shade 3. I'm guilty, but it's like the most beautiful mauvey pink, and it has this little puff applicator, so I'll just show you a close-up of the packaging. I actually love the packaging. It's pretty, and it was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but the whole idea behind this is that it's not supposed to be like a greasy, creamy blush. It's a little bit more of a stain, so it's something that's going to last a little bit longer than your average cream blush, and it really does. I've had great luck with this. I only, like I said, I have this one shade, but I would definitely go back and buy another one. They recommend just dotting it on your cheeks and then using a tapping motion to blend it in, whether that's with a brush or your fingers. And I find that it blends really easily. You just have to work a little bit faster because it is a stain. It's a product that's going to dry down quicker than a typical cream blush that has a little bit more of an emollient feel. So I would work on one cheek at a time, just dot it and blend right away, and then move on to the other side of your face. But I am all for products that are going to last longer, that you don't have to constantly touch up, and this is amazing. They also have a contour version of this that's really similar. I think it's actually identical packaging to this. It just has contour shades or bronzer, so I was thinking about checking that one out as well. And then actually, speaking of their lip stain, I did try one that I really like, and I think I've talked about this in a previous video. It's the Wonderskin Wonder Blading Lip Mask. So rather than the peel off kind, although I think Wonderskin does have a peel off version too, this is not that. This one, you actually put it on like a mask, and when you apply it, it goes on this really dark blue color. You let it kind of sit for a little while. They recommend 20 seconds, but I found that if you let it go a little bit longer, like maybe a minute, the color ends up lasting longer. Like you really just want it to get in there, and then you just wipe it off with water. I usually just wet a paper towel or something and just wipe the product away, and you're left with this beautiful rosy stain behind. And I love that because it feels like you're not wearing any lip product, because you're not. You've actually wiped it away. It just leaves that color behind. Now you can obviously top it with a gloss or a balm or something if you want a little bit more hydration, but I found that this doesn't make my lips feel particularly dry. It just doesn't add moisture either. So I think it just depends on where your lips are at any given time, whether you want to add something on top of it or not, but you don't have to. It's not like those lip markers that feel like they suck all the moisture out, you know what I mean? So I really love this, and I have it in the shade Whimsical. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's kind of like a soft mauvey pink, but they do come in a lot of other shades, so definitely check them out over on Amazon. I know these have kind of gone viral lately on TikTok, so hopefully they'll be easy enough to find. Another product I got on Amazon, this was several months ago now, I want to say it was back in May, is this compact from Age 20s. They're a Korean beauty brand, and this is called the Signature Essence Pact. So this is a sunscreen and kind of like a skin tint in one. So it looks like a cushion. It has the little sponge in the top door, and then you open it. It's actually not a cushion though. To me, it feels like one of those solid serums. If you've ever tried one of those in like the skincare world, it's poured into the compact, and like I said, you have your SPF 50 plus a little bit of tint, and this is beautiful. I actually purchased this because of Morgan Turner. She was raving about it, and it just looks so good on her, and I actually really ended up loving it too. Again, having more mature skin, it can be really hard to find foundations that aren't going to settle into all the fine lines and cracks and pores and all of that. This looks amazing. I'll just show you a close-up. When you apply it, it does have a little bit of a glow because it has that sunscreen in there. And also, I think just because Korean products in general, they're always sort of going for that glass skin look, and this definitely gives you that. But if you're looking for a lot of coverage, I'll tell you right now, this is not going to give you a lot. It is more of a skin tint. It's something that if you really just want to even out your skin tone, maybe cover up a little bit of redness or discoloration, but it's not going to like hide anything. For me, it's the perfect level of coverage just for every day. Maybe if I'm going out somewhere, I want to look a little bit more covered up, I'll wear something else. But with this, I usually apply it and then just strategically put a little bit of concealer in a couple areas, and that's really all I need. So I love how natural it looks. And I remember reading through the comments on Amazon, and so many people who were like in their 40s and 50s were saying how nice this looked on their skin. And I think that's what really sold me. And a lot of them were saying the name Age 20s is so true, because when you apply this, it almost does make your skin look like it's aging backwards a little bit. Like it's really almost smoothing. And I think that's because according to the description, this is like 71% essence. So it's very heavily skincare based, and it puts a ton of moisture into your skin. So it's great if you're a little bit more on the drier side as well. I also have a couple skincare items I wanted to talk about, and these are from a brand called Experiment Beauty. So I learned about this from one of you guys actually, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am. So whoever made the comment about the Experiment Beauty Molecular Mesh Moisturizer being a dupe for the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, I owe you so big, because if you've been following my channel for a while, you know how long I've been looking for something that hydrates as well as the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. That's been my holy grail. I've been using it for a couple of years. I've never found a moisturizer that has the same texture. Like there's just something special about that one. I have found a few that come close, but this is the same thing. And I love it even more because this is, first of all, in a tube, not a jar. So you don't have to stick your fingers in there. It just feels a little more hygienic. It's way cheaper. The Tatcha is $80 something for the regular size jar, and then it goes up from there. This one, for 2 ounces, it is $29.99, so way more affordable. And another awesome thing about this too is that it's not scented. So the Tatcha one does have a pretty heavy scent, and I know a lot of you have said you can't use it because of that. Personally, I don't have an issue with scented skincare. I'm fine with it, but if it doesn't have it, even better. This also even comes out of the tube purple. It's like the same color, same vibes, and when you put this on, you can see just like the dewiness that it gives your skin. Same as the Tatcha. So I've been using this now for 3 weeks, I think, and I'm just in love with it. They do sell it at Sephora, and that's initially where I went to look for it. And then I saw that it was not sold in my store, and Sephora shipping lately has been just ground only, and it takes a while to get to me. So I looked around and I saw that Experiment Beauty has an Amazon store. I just bought it from there and I got it the next day. And this just has some great ingredients that are going to strengthen your skin's barrier. So it's billed as a barrier cream, and I find that I use this at night. I wake up in the morning, my skin is just as hydrated for the rest of the day as it was using the Tatcha. So I absolutely love this. And once I tried it and fell in love with it, I went back and I got a couple more things from Experiment Beauty. The first one is the Super Saturated Serum. So this one has like 30 or 31% glycerin. It's a super, super high amount. And this is also a barrier support serum. And when I was reading the description, it sounded a lot like the one from Prequel that I use, the Multi-Quench Serum. I love that one too. This I think is a little bit more of an intense version. I actually ran the ingredients through ChatGPT just to see, you know, what a comparison would look like. And ChatGPT said that they're both great options for your barrier and for hydration, but that this one was a little bit more intensive, and they recommended using this if you have super dry skin or more of a compromised barrier. And I would agree with that because this one just feels more heavy duty. It's much thicker than the Prequel one. That one feels like a normal typical serum. This one has almost like a stretchy feel. I want to try to show you guys up close so you can see what this looks like. But yeah, see like how it just kind of like the strings come off of it because it's very like bouncy and almost sticky to a point. So I feel like this is great for the nighttime. I wouldn't necessarily wear it under makeup. You could, but honestly, it's just so hydrating that it actually makes my face feel a little bit sticky when I use it. So I've been using this one at night under the Experiment Beauty cream. And when I wake up in the morning, my skin still has that like glowy look just from being so super saturated. And actually that's the name of this. I totally didn't do that on purpose, but that's just how it feels like when you wear this. So I've just really been impressed with this brand so far. And then I also got a lip product from them. This is their Software Smoothing Lip Treatment. It only comes in clear at the moment. I hope that they make colors. I think that would be incredible. But this, again, one of the best lip balms I have ever tried. It has a lot of the same types of ingredients that you find in other lip balms. It has squalane, it has water and glycerin, it has hydroxycaprylic acid, which actually exfoliates your lips a little bit. So that's a nice addition as well. And I do think that's what makes it a little bit different. I love the exfoliation part of it because in the winter when our lips are dry and they get flaky, that's going to help just loosen those flakes and make your lips look so much smoother. And I noticed just when I put this on, it makes a big difference in the way that my lips look. I'll just show you a before and after. I mean, this is like immediately afterwards, but even if I put this on at night, I wake up in the morning, my lips, I can still feel it. It almost creates like a film on your lips and it just feels like it's not going anywhere. I actually put this on before the video and I've been kind of drinking and taking sips every now and then. It's still on, like it just does not budge. So I love that it's not one of those lip products that's just gonna slide off and leave your lips feeling dry again in an hour. You know, it really has great staying power and it doesn't have any fragrance. There's no scent to it whatsoever. So again, I think if you're sensitive, like these products are great. None of these smell like anything. And I believe that the founders of the brand are actually chemists. Like they don't just go to a chemist to develop the products. They are the ones developing them. So overall, I don't have one bad thing to say about this brand so far. I'm looking forward to trying more of their products. I know the line isn't huge right now, but I'm guessing that, you know, they're going to keep releasing stuff over time. I have my eyes out for new products and I love that they have an Amazon store. It makes it really easy to get them. So anyway, guys, I think that's everything that I have for today, but I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. What are some amazing products you found recently on Amazon? I always love reading your recommendations and I've found so many great products because of you. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it so much. And if you have some extra time and you'd like to watch another video, I'll put one right there that you could check out next. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you all in my next one. Take care. Bye.